Hi, and welcome to English 101. This video will serve as your lecture video for Essay 1. The first thing you want to do when you get into your Blackboard for Essay 1 is to click on the Essay 1 tab on your left-hand side. When you open it up, these are all of the things that are available for Essay 1. You'll see different templates, links to articles, and then your description sheet, map, outline, template, and then where to submit your map, outline, and rough draft. The very first document that you want to touch is the essay description sheet. So when you're looking at the essay description sheet, this is going to give you all of the directions for what you will do for the essay. So as I go through these, if you have a question, please go ahead and open up your email and begin to type your questions as you watch this video, and then you can send them to me and I can answer them. For the diagnostic essay, this essay allows me to offer you some feedback on your writing at the beginning of the course and also to make sure that you are following standard writing protocol for English 101. This essay is only worth 5% of your total grade, so let's just say you just screw this one up completely. You have not lost that many points towards your overall grade. So if you do, if that happens to happen to you this semester, don't worry about it. We will get better for Essay 2. Completing the diagnostic writing is a good way for you to get your feet wet in this course with minimal damage to your overall grade. It gives me a good idea of how much you know about writing an essay and how to better prepare you for the rest of the semester. So please make sure you pay attention to the main goals and reminders on this page. The topic for your diagnostic essay is college students face numerous problems today that potentially hinder their progress in getting their degree or furthering their goals. Thinking back over yours and others' educational experiences, what are 3 examples of problems that students face that cause potential that can potentially hinder their progress in school? For this essay, I have written the introduction and the conclusion for you. So all you will need to do is write the 3 body paragraphs in the middle. Okay, remember you're going to write this essay from a student's perspective, not your own. So you cannot use the words I, me, we, us, you, your, or our. So please don't use any of those pronouns in your essay. You're going to write this from the student's perspective. So the student does, the student will, etc. Also, you should never use a particular person's name or any other identifiable specific information. You are writing this from a general student's point of view. Okay, so if you want to use a description sheet to write what your ideas are for your reasons, you're also going to have to use 2 links that I provided for you for quotes in the essay. And those 2 articles will also give you some good ideas about what you might want to have as your reasons as well. The introduction and conclusion have already been written for you, as I've stated before. You will need to fill in the header information, the thesis in the introduction, and restate it in the first sentence of the conclusion, and the 3 body paragraphs to the essay. The Essay 1 document is on Blackboard. You will need to download it, type your information in, save the document under your name, and then upload it to turnitin.com by the assignment's due date. All of that, if you want to follow along here, the Essay 1 template introduction with the introduction and conclusion is right there for you on Blackboard. And it looks like this. So when I tell you that you have to fill in your last name on the document, you fill in the header information here, and you fill in the student information here. Okay, so the date is always the day the essay is due. You're going to give the essay a title here. You will change none of this information, so don't change anything here, but you will fill in the thesis statement with your 3 ideas, the reasons that you have on your description sheet here. You're going to put them in your thesis statement on the diagnostic essay when you're finished. Then you will begin body paragraph 1 here. So you'll erase all of this stuff and put your whole body paragraph for 1, 2, and 3. And then the conclusion has also been written for you. So all you need to do is fill in the exact same 3 things in the same order that you put them here. Now, a very important piece of your essay is the works cited document that I have already completed for you. Now, this first entry is in the introduction, so you don't need to do anything with that. The next two pieces are ones that you have to put in your paper. You have to have one quote from this article, and you have to have one quote from this article somewhere in the 3 body paragraphs that you write. Now, what goes in the parentheses is Gates for this one and Unsplash for this one. So in the same way that I use the author's last name as the identifiable marker for that quote, okay, that matches the works cited page at the bottom, because what you put in the parentheses is always what comes before the first punctuation mark. So in this instance, when you read the 10 common problems college students face, you will put Gates in parentheses because that's what comes before the first punctuation mark here. Then when you read what you can do about the problems college students face, you will put Unsplash in parentheses because Unsplash is what comes before the first punctuation mark. Okay? Do not erase these. Do not get rid of these. You will have to have at least one quote from Gates and one quote from Unsplash, and then you already have your quote from college dropout rates. Okay? Excuse me. The main goals for this essay is to develop a plan for the essay by mapping, outlining, and rough drafting. So I will see all of that when you submit those. Your map is on Blackboard. You will download it. It looks like this. You can either print it out and write on it if you want to, and then submit it by creating a PDF, or you can type on it here. So with your map, you have all of your topic sentences here, and then you'll have to write the effects of this example, give me a quote from a source with the in-text citation and the explanation of the research. What does it mean for each one of these? Okay. You will also have to do an outline. Your outline is also on Blackboard and looks like this. It follows exactly what is on this piece of paper. So all you have to do is fill in all of this information for your body paragraphs. You will submit those on Blackboard here. So you'll submit your map here when you get finished with your map. The first thing you'll do is click on Browse Local Files, and then you will find it wherever it is and click Open. I'll just click on this one, click Open, and then you'll click Submit. But I'm going to cancel that because that's not the right one. You'll do that for your map, your outline, and your rough draft. Okay, back to the description sheet. Create 3 organized body paragraphs that focus on one main point each, and divide your essay into manageable sections for your readers. Whatever order you put these in is the order that you should go on your body paragraph and your thesis statement. You must use both provided sources in your paper, once for both in either of the 3 body paragraphs. No other sources can be used for this paper. So do not go to any other websites, books, information to get information for this paper. Everything else should be written in your own words except for the 2 quotes that you find from the sources. Now, if you go back to Blackboard, it gives you the link for Article 1 and Article 2, and they look like this. So you can go through here. If debt is one of your reasons that hinders people's ability to pass classes, then you might want to start with, you know, some quote from one of these that proves your point. That proves your point on that. Okay, so you need to read both articles. You'll need to quote something from both articles in your paper. And if you have questions about that, please let me know. Use multiple examples and explanations to highlight and prove the topic sentences. Each paragraph should be a minimum of 8 to 10 meaningful sentences. Okay, so meaningful sentences. Complete essay should be written in 3rd person point of view. So nowhere in your paper you're going to get counted a whole grade letter off if you use those words right there, unless it's from a quote that you have directly quoted from the source that I have given you. So I should not see these words in your paper. Also, you should not write a formal paper writing with contractions, so don't use contractions. And you should also use your critical voice to explain or describe your topic. So you need to know that when I read this paper, I don't know you and I don't know what you think. So you're going to have to explain things in a very broad sense so that I can get an idea of what you're saying. You don't ever want me to be reading your paper and me thinking, I have no idea what this person is trying to say. You should always write your essay for an educated, informed audience who is not in this class and may not be familiar with the terms or examples that you may use. You need to summarize key ideas, define any terms that might not be familiar, and choose appropriate diction to help your reader understand your topic. You should always assume that I have no idea what you're talking about, and you have to explain every minute detail about it. Okay? Your essay, make sure you follow all MLA guidelines. There are several videos about how to do that. I believe there's one on Essay 2. Yes, MLA format video, how to do in-text citations, how to format your works cited page. You don't have to do that because I already know, I've already done it for you. If you go to course videos, there are multiple videos on how to do all of these things, how to make a works cited page, how to do MLA format, how to research in-text citations, paragraph structure, topic sentences, thesis statements. If you go to course resources, again, here's the MLA format video. All of these things are there for you. Please do not assume this is a college classroom. You should already know, you should have been taught in high school how to make a works cited page, how to do in-text citations, and all of those other things. You're in English 101 now. So if you don't know how to do that or you're deficit in those areas, then you need to be watching these videos. This course is not necessarily going to teach you how to do those things. This course assumes that you already know how to do those things. If you're having trouble, it is your responsibility to come sit in my office and get the help you need, to go to the tutoring center on campus, or you can go to the tutoring services app here on Blackboard. Okay, this course does not teach you how to do those things. This course assumes you already know how to do those things. So if you are a high school student still taking dual enrollment classes and you have not taken a high school class that taught you how to do those things, it is your responsibility to teach yourself how to do those things, or come by here and let me teach you. This course does not teach you how to do those things. Okay, so please make sure that you note that at the beginning of the course. You need to double space the entire document with an info block and header. Use 1-inch margins. Avoid spelling, mechanical, and grammatical errors. Avoid awkward or incorrect wording. And you should have 5 paragraphs, and they should all be indented when you submit. Now, I've already written 2 of those paragraphs for you, so you will add the 3 paragraphs in the middle. This essay will be graded a little bit differently than essays 2 through 5. So you can look at the rubric for this essay. The rubric for the other essays is located in the course resources here under this new 101 rubric, grading rubric module. Now, the last thing on the description sheet is how to write essay 1, the thesis, and the topic sentences. Please make sure that you have read the syllabus to this class. This generation is facing lots of artificial intelligence or the potential use for artificial intelligence. Please note that Turnitin.com will mark when artificial intelligence has been used, and you will receive a 0 or a 50 depending on how much artificial intelligence is detected in your paper. So our syllabus is very, very clear in the fact that your instructor is going to give you the paragraph structure and you must follow it exactly. So if you turn your paper in And your first topic sentence doesn't start with one example of a choice that a student faces while in college that hinders their ability to progress is when, you will automatically receive a 50. Okay, so I expect that everyone who turns in a paper, their sentences should follow this pattern for every body paragraph. And for every essay, you will get one of these documents that tells you exactly what your essay should look like. So here's your thesis statement. 3 common examples of problems students face that hinder their ability to progress in their education is, and then you will fill out, the first one will be body paragraph 1, the second one will be body paragraph 2, and the third one will be body paragraph 3. Then you will follow the structure for body paragraphs. One example of a choice that a student faces while in college that hinders their ability to progress is when, and now you'll fill in the rest from this first example. Your second part of this will be this happens when. Now explain when this example might occur. This section should be 1 to 2 sentences. So I'm really looking at you to make sure that you're following these directions exactly. The effects of blank are. This section should be 2 to 4 sentences. Studies show, and then this is where you're going to go to those links and you're going to get your quote from one of these things. If time management is an issue, then you can, use that there in your paper. So you will put down exactly what is in that quote and then the author's last name, or in the case of the Unsplash one, it does not have an author, and so you would put Unsplash in the parentheses, Gates in the parentheses for this one, 10 common problems students face, and Unsplash for what you can do about the problems college students face. Okay, then you will say this means, and then you will explain this research that you have put in right here for number 4, and then everybody will conclude with a conclusion sentence to their paragraph, and all you will do is fill in your first example, and then you'll move on to body paragraph 2. This is really simple. All you do is plug in the information. This is exactly the same as body paragraph 1 is for 2 and 3. Okay, if you have questions about that, please let me know. Again, you should be able to tell by now that Miss McGee is very organized in her all of her work. All of your stuff should match. Okay, so all of these things come from here, and then when you look at your, let's see, when you look at your outline, this is also going to match what is here. So see, you have 6 places here. All of this information you will put over here, okay? So all of this should match up so that you're not doing more work than you have to. Now, please also note that in the syllabus, if you do not turn in a map or an outline or a rough draft, that's going to cost you 40% of your grade for that essay. So the highest you can make for your essay is a 60% if you don't turn in the map, outline, and rough draft. Please make sure you read the syllabus and you have read all of the course policies to make sure that you are not missing points because you're turning in work late or you're not turning work in at all. Okay, now that's basically it for essay 1. Please email me if you have any questions about what you should be doing. As long as you're turning in those maps, your outlines, and your rough drafts, then I will be giving you feedback on what you need to change. You can also call me on my office phone, but email is going to be the best way for you to reach me, and we can set up a video conference to talk about your essay if we need to do that. Otherwise, I hope you have a great writing experience in this class. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know.